Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Today is October 14th, and this is another of our monthly bug scrub call. Today, our host is Eddie. So, Eddie, take it away from here.
Cheers, thanks everyone for coming. We have a few new issues to work through. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Everyone see that okay? Cool.
Yeah, I was about to say to bump the size, but you just did it. Perfect.
It's not my first rodeo. So first off, we have 2 pull requests open on kubectl. They honestly kind of look a little spammy. Someone added a period to some output. So we just need to comment on these, tell them to, do we have a policy for receiving spammy PRs like this?
I would close one as the duplicate of the other, and then probably the other as it just. I'm very frequently also rejecting the PRs that are fixing the static type checkers or GoVet fixes, because a lot of them are blindly following GoVet rules.
So
that particular dot can be fixed along with something else, but if it's just a dot, then nope.
yeah, regardless, these PRs have to be made against the main repo. So
And
should we even bother telling them to reopen them there, or?
no, just close them.
Okay. All right. I'll reply to those later.
Okay.
So what do we have? We have this, so we got opted into the needs triage label. So all new issues should have this needs triage label. So I'll add a filter to that to triage party so we can pull that out easily. Start with this one real quick. This is 955. When using customize, okay, this is a customized version issue, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, it is definitely that one. It will be worthy closing that as a duplicate of the one which says that we need to bump the customized dep. I think
Okay.
there's one already.
Yeah, there is. There's a couple actually. I've closed a bunch of those in the past couple days actually. There's been a bunch of duplicate issues that I've been closing. Customized version, port forwarding. Once we get the PR FAQ up there, hopefully we can have people stop. Cool. Okay, Macha, you okay responding to that one?
Yeah, I'll take care of that one.
Okay. So this is 827.
Okay, so this was, let's see, up near the top. Does it say anything? So we've actually, if I understand this correctly, and I probably don't, we have pre-processing and post-processing hooks in the kubectl apply. Oh, okay, but that's not what this is talking about. So in the code, it is possible to hook in before and after the apply, but from the kubectl command line, it's not. I can't think of a way that, unless you bash it, I can't think of a way.
No, I think,
So I think I might have misunderstood this when I put my comments on.
yeah, probably if you want to build something on top of kubectl apply, you can reuse the code that we have, and especially the bits that Sean was talking about. But there's no hooks that you can actually inject into or reuse from the CLI itself
Yeah.
to out comment it as such and close it.
So I'm gonna put one more, I'll put a few more lines on here, and close it myself. It sounds like he understand. I'll try to explain it better.
I wonder, is any part of customize functions can help them?
So let's see. So now that I think of it, there may be, you can run a command before kubectl and pipe the output as long as it's config into kubectl apply. I'll put that in there as well. And customize build is one of those commands that you could run to create the config, whether it's just so from the command line, there is something that you can do there. I'll try to fill that one in.
Awesome, thanks, Sean. 943. kubectl run does not fail. Oops, sorry, was someone saying something?
That was just me. Yeah, you can keep reading.
Oh, okay. 943, when you pass a, oh, okay, Sally, you open this one.
Yeah. This came from a bug that was open against OC, but I realized it was coming from kubectl. So there's an issue that was open 5 years ago that looks like it should have been fixed, but I just found that this behavior is still there. Yeah, there you go. And I haven't had much time to look into it. I just know that it is an issue. So if you don't pass the command, if you don't pass the name of the pod, but pass that command like I did in the pod will get the name sleep, but then it will never start. It'll just, I think it was pending, or I opened this a few weeks ago, yeah, so I don't remember exactly, but it is still there.
It's a problem because I remember that generally parsing arguments, especially after the double hyphen, is problematic, and there are tricky issues around how we treat them, how you have to count the arguments, etc., etc. If there's at least the commands that have options to use this and without the double hyphen. If I remember correctly, exec had both, and we dropped. I deprecated the double the version without the hyphens, and specifically required the hyphens. But we will have to wait a little bit longer. It might be the same with the run. So if that's the case, we should probably deprecate.
I just dropped an open PR into the chat that messes around with the flag ordering. Would you be able to just test and see if you can reproduce it on that? It's probably not that related, but it seems similar.
Yeah, I will.
Thank
Do you want me? I'll just report back in that issue.
Yeah.
All right.
Mache's supposed to review that one.
It's still in my queue, and my queue
I'm
is
just throwing shade.
the queue is being pushed for the past couple of days. Every single time I'm getting in work in the morning, and I have a plan. The plan is like completely destroyed by other things, and yeah.
Let's see. Act as in kubeconfig doesn't work. 935.
I think I noticed this myself just the other day. Is it act as or oh no, I
As.
think it was act
Dash
as.
dash as. Yeah.
Yeah, dash dash as. Yeah, yeah. I know that we have an open bug in OC for that I'm working on. But this. Oh, remember, Mache, it was the local host thing. The Kubernetes master mver defaults to local
Yeah.
host, but in OC it doesn't. Yeah. I don't know if this is the same thing. It might not be.
It looks different because I'm not sure if when we are reading the config, we are reading the act as.
Yeah, the impersonate. That's exactly.
Yeah. It is possible to use the impersonation when you specify the flag. I'm not 100% sure that whether we support that one from a config file.
Yeah, the one that I'm working on is in cluster config. It's from within the pod that that impersonate doesn't work.
I feel like we either looked at this before or I've seen this before. All right, it's not coming up easily. Okay, what do we do here? Is this, so this is valid, so we should prioritize it?
Finally, someone is saying that if it changes the act as in the config to as, it worked just fine. But the types in the API are pointing to act as. I would need to check whether we are using the same configs or we have different ones. It might be related to that one and not. And
Yeah.
then we should probably just straighten things out so that they are in sync. I'll act on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say you can assign it to me since I'm kind of working on it.
Sally,
yeah.
what's your
Salium? Just
Yeah.
SAL. Yep, that's it.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Oh, do you work with Doug as well, Mache and Sally?
Doug, what's his last name?
Landgraf?
No, I mean
Sure.
he looks familiar.
Yeah, he is at Red Hat. Okay.
Yeah, he's in Westford with me, but he's not on our team. I don't think he works for OpenShift,
Oh,
so we don't cross paths very often. But yes, I know him.
yeah, he's been popping up helping for a bunch.
Yeah, I've noticed he's been active in an area.
We should invite him to these meetings.
Let's see. 937. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I was just going to comment on this one. There is an environment variable for the diff to choose what type of diff. So I think his request has already been, already exists. Yeah, there it is. kubectl external diff that Doug's put in there 10 days ago.
Yeah, he just split the diff into command and arguments, if I understood correctly.
Yeah, so this PR doesn't change the fact that environment variable already exists and has existed for a while.
Yeah, this only allows adding extra arguments. I think that's perfectly fine. I'll have a look at the PR.
Yeah, so the answer is that this already exists. I think it's been answered. If we look back at this, the fact that Doug has created a PR to change how it deals with args is, if I understand it, he'd like an environment variable in order to customize the options when using a diff command other than diff. Yeah, so you can already change the diff command. You can assign this one to me. I'll just try to put a bow on this and close it So are you muted, Eddie? Is somebody talking?
I was. Thank you, Sean. I was saying, it looks like Doug has a question for Mache on this.
Yeah, I'll take that one then.
Just going to get it out of the queue. Would we say this is a bug or a feature? Probably a bug, right?
Yeah, that looks like a bug. Oh, by the way, Eddie, did you turn on the needs triage for the kubectl repo?
Yes, all new issues should be getting it.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, and shout out to Nikita for that one. Okay, that's good. Priority, that's good. And then 942. Oh yeah, we've had this come up a few times. So this doesn't follow XDGG spec. I feel like this is a duplicate though.
I think, yeah, there was one already.
Remember, do you have any thoughts on that?
I have no idea what we said before.
Yeah, that's a breaking change. That's a big breaking change for us to move that.
That type of a change is may not be feasible at this point.
The first one that you had there was, oh yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. Still open. Just kind of frozen. Okay, I'll just say we'll track this here.
Should we actually have other SIG CLIers weigh in on this at the SIG CLI meeting just to get more perspectives? Find out how it looks like it's something that a lot of people are interested in, but I don't see how we can change the default location without breaking basically everybody. We give everybody the opportunity to specify, you know, we give them functionality so that they can move it to the directory that they want, even if they do have to specify other flags or put it in the environment variable, you know, kubeconfig environment variable, but
it's doable. It's doable. It would require an enhancement where we would describe it's not about the change. The change is probably a couple lines of code itself, because we would have to change the kubeconfig loading mechanism. And like I said, that would be probably a couple lines of code where we just inject, oh, look also at that other directory, that other location. But the fact that we will be changing the defaults, that would require a significant work to announce that this is going to happen. What will be the migration procedure? How to? We will probably start with, oh, let's keep the current default behavior, but you can opt into the new behavior. Then after release or two, and we will probably be doing some warnings. And then after a version of 2, we would allow opt out of the new mechanism to be able, and then eventually after a couple of releases, we would be fully switched. So it's doable. It just requires time and a cap describing the entire process.
So yeah, so one of the problems would be that a lot of people are creating kubeconfig files and putting them in the default place.
And all the tooling.
All the tooling, which expects it in the common place. So yeah, I think it might be a little bit more involved than. I think it might be quite involved actually.
Yeah, like I said, it's more announcing, more evangelizing than the actual code change. The code change is very simple. If I have the kubeconfig loading in my head, and I was looking at it some time ago, and I have an open PR for the order that are so.
I tossed it on the meeting agenda for next week if we want to talk about it.
Yeah, perfect.
Looks like Prow is behind. It's not responding to some of my commands.
Looks like GitHub is having some issues from what I've noticed.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, GitHub seems slow for me too.
Okay, 936, unexpected behavior when using multiple contexts in kubeconfig.
I think we have a PR for that one. That if there is no context set.
Yeah, there's open.
Yeah, it's some kind of better error
And
message.
I think I have it on my list to look at, or there's another one that is similar.
Get it out of the queue. Cool.
Yeah, it's on my list.
You got a long list there, my friend.
I know. I know. Yeah.
892. kubectl describe prefix match feature. Okay, this is by Zhao.
Oh, I wasn't even aware that we have something like that, honestly.
I'm going to Slack Doug if he's online. It'd be good for him to join for this.
Isn't like the middle of the night over here has a place?
Doug? No, it's 12:30 for him, p.m. He's in Boston. We're doing.
Oh, he's in Boston. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see him around the Westford office. I think he works in the Westford office.
And then we could
But I don't know what team he's on. I could look.
No, we could
Slack
try.
them. Okay, so what is this then? So he tagged this as support.
Oh, that goes all the way back to 2015.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
And it should be rounded up with the completion as well, if it were going to be, maybe.
Yeah. I'm inclined to silently remove that functionality. I would definitely not duplicate that across the other commands. I wonder
if that's breaking though, if we just silently take that away from people. I could totally see somebody relying that in like a build or a job.
Yeah, I see it. It is literally scraping all resources and then matching which would explain why the scribe is so slow, because instead of getting that one particular resource, it is getting all resources of a particular type and then locally filtering those.
Should we put this on the agenda for talk about?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I could see a case for removing that based on performance,
Inconsistency.
breaking some people who don't realize it's there.
I'll leave that for now. Okay, that was the last for this part of the queue. Some of these are already prioritized. I don't think we need to look. This one, wow. Issue number 32. We had talked about this. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Sean.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, we had talked about this, and this is about making the code more reusable by pulling out the Cobra command, the CLI specific bits out of the options so that the options are clean. You could, create the options and then call the complete and the run on the options. And it ends up being, pretty involved for every single one of the commands. We've kind of played around with it for the apply. So the apply has, in its options, it has flags. And so if you want to reuse the apply options, you have to fill in the apply options, but you have to, in a separate area, run the, parse the flags and then manually fill in the options. If you look at the apply options, there's some ugly stuff about like there's the delete options are part of the apply options in order to be able to get at the file names. That's an ugliness that would be fun to clean up. This is actually something that I was hoping to make a little progress on in the near future.
We had this down for 120 planning. Was there any prior work for that? Here it is.
Yeah.
Separate Cobra. Did you have any prior work that we could point in reference to?
Yeah, I'm just looking for, because I'm pretty sure that we had
There was
an open issue just for that.
okay. So I think that there was a PR to try to clean up or start cleaning up the apply options. But I think it was months ago.
One of the things that we had wanted to do was to refactor old commands that aren't following the run complete validate format. And I was hoping we could bundle these changes together once we figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like an epic or a larger issue that we could, combine the related issues.
Yeah, and especially if we can get the examples and documentation right, that's like some good first contributor issues to work through. Obviously not for apply, but some of the easier commands. This one's been open for a while too, this add ANSI colors. But it looks like someone just made a new tool to do that for you.
I think there was a PR already some time ago, but that was, not sure if that's still there.
I'll comment on this. We can always invite this person to come talk to us at the meeting and see if it's something we could figure out how to get upstreamed. I don't see anything attached. Okay, Doug's going to join us. Okay, back on track. So, all right, I'll respond to that one. We didn't have anything for this, right? Not in Surfaced. The Cobra
I
stuff.
didn't find anything, but yeah, it's I would bump the priority on that one. It's definitely something that we will be working on.
Okay. Okay, so that's most of those. I think everything else is prioritized. We've done good work over the past couple months. Good job, team. We got this down
definitely.
to reasonable.
Good job, Eddie.
No, it's everyone's help. Okay, so that means that it's now time to start going through our backlog for the main repo.
Yeah, that will be a little bit longer.
Yes, it will. Also, I'm going to get this dashboard, the config cleaned up, and we'll put this somewhere. Because I know the release team and some other folks are starting to use this tool as well. So it would be good for us to pull all the other issues and we can actually figure out the sections we want in here. I know we've been saying that for a while.
Was there any discussion about deploying that in the CNCF and so that each and every single SIG could have their own configs?
I'll talk to Lori because Lori's running point on that for the release stuff. So I'll see what Lori's thinking there.
Yeah, that would be good because if there are more SIGs actually reusing that functionality, then why not make it more?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem is it has to be deployed independently. Okay. Oh yeah, see here, like SIG release even has a KH URL for theirs. All right, I'll dig into this at some point. We got this. Okay, got a bunch of open new ones. SIG CLI.
The second one is actually something, if I remember correctly, Sally worked recently too. Right, Sally? I think you had a PR open for API versions.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's because there's no way. Yeah, I have a PR. I think it even merged, didn't it? Let me look at my PRs.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that one. So yeah, it merged. I remember tagging it like, yep, it's there. Found the PR.
Yeah.
All close.
I see Doug's joined us. Thanks for joining us, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Hey guys, thank you for inviting me.
Doug, you're in Westford, right? Or the Westford office?
Yeah, that's correct. Hello,
yeah,
Sally.
we're on the 4th floor. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah.
Yep, with Solly. We used to bug Solly all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I am the one that was bugging you guys.
Okay, so this is saying persistent volumes table list does not have storage class names for all persistent volumes. And this has come up before, right? That's because they're using the default.
Probably. I would be surprised if that wouldn't be filled. If I remember correctly, folks from the storage team from Red Hat were working on it to add the storage class. So I think the empty is because it's empty. But I might be wrong. Maybe there's a bug, or there's also the option that some time ago when we had a discussion whether we want to show empty or show problems. I think we put there, I can't remember what. I'll have a look.
Okay. Is there anyone you know that was working on it that we can assign so they can take a look so you don't have to?
Jan Schafanek. I think he was working on it. JSA. Yeah, that's him.
This one right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Would you mind also tagging this as triage accepted?
Oh yeah, we got to start doing that.
Yeah.
Triage. Okay. Oh, see, now Prow's being great here. It still hasn't responded to the other one. Oh, well. Cool. So what's this one? Edit, patch, delete behavior in proxy mode. Following is being thrown. That sounds like RBAC issues.
Edit and patch are doing the same thing because edit does a patch in the back. I'm not sure about delete. Remove something directly, but that's.
It might be useful to kick it back to them and say do a minus v equals 6.
Yeah.
So we can actually see what's happening with the proxy and what they're sending and getting back.
Also, I would ideally like to see a set of commands he's using to reproduce this.
Yep.
Whether he's using kubectl proxy.
How do we want to think about triage accepted? As in, like, we've looked at it and we've touched it?
Until the initial, I would not say that this is accepted yet.
So it needs more info?
Yeah.
Ew. Anyone know the label off the top of their head?
No.
Needs information. Needs. Okay. Version check. So this is just us adding a test.
It's about fixing the test. Currently, I'm looking at it. The test is that we are invoking kubectl version, and we are ensuring that client version, server version, major, minor, git commit are there, but without any particular values. On the other hand, this ensures that we do print them. I'm not quite sure if or what we would be checking.
So
if
when
he's
we run a E2E test on something we've just built and we don't use the -x values to fill in, you know, there's a particular thing we need to do in order to get a real server version to be the major, minor, etc. Usually when you build locally, you're not actually adding those values. And that's, I think, what's going on here, is that those are just junk values. Does any of that make sense, Mate?
I think we do inject them. Even if you build locally, you're going to have information that the git commit is dirty because you have a local modifications. Major and minor, if I remember correctly, it might be wrong. I'm just checking that one.
Those aren't set unless you actually do a -x flag when you build. If we look at the version code, you have to actually.
Yeah, but I think we are injecting those values from the git. The current
I'm running the make target now. I'll confirm in a second.
I'm doing the exact same thing because I did make clean a little bit ago. So we do print minor as 20 plus, major is 1 always. Git version is 120 alpha 2, which is basically information. There's a tag, then there's probably number of comments between the tag and the current one. There's the git commit from the current, and there's also the git tree state, whether you build from a clean or dirty, meaning you have local changes. Everything is being filled in. So yeah, it's pretty simple to fix the test.
So I don't think it's all being filled in.
Anyone on the call want to take this?
Yeah, the solution would be to add some regex to this, because I don't want to have a particular versions being injected there, because otherwise we would have to fill it in and fix every for every version. So it has to be some reasonable regex for each of the items.
I'll have a look at it.
Okay. I don't think I can assign you. Yeah, you got to assign yourself to that one. Thank you. Okay, Doug, you looked at this one. You said it's a duplicate.
Yeah, I was looking some bugs to see what I can help, and I noticed this one, which is duplicated. So I don't know what you guys will decide.
If I remember correctly, we have something similar already created. Although this is only for logs, I need to get up. If I remember correctly, there is an annotation. And when we initially added that one, we made a mistake because the annotation is such that it is non-generic. I think it says logs something something, container logs. I'm trying to find it.
This comment says something about logs.
I'm pretty sure we have it because we've added that one because we have lots of pods with multiple containers. So it is done through annotation. I just can't find the annotation name. And probably we could easily, and we should easily change that annotation to be more generic. Yeah, so there's an annotation kubectl.kubernetes.io/default logs container. And if your pod has that one, we will just pick that one. What would be better though is instead of having a very targeted annotation, we would introduce one that is more generic, as in kubectl.kubernetes.io default container, and then exec copy logs port forward, and literally every single one of them that is interacting with a pod could easily reuse that same annotation because it's not a for one, but rather for all. The problem is that since we introduced that one, we will have to keep the other one as well. It should be pretty simple to add. If someone's interested, I'm more than happy to show how this could be done.
Yeah, it can be me. So I will contact you offline. So
Yeah,
we
ping me
can
on
sync
Slack.
this one.
I'll show you how to do it on how it's done for logs and how I would like to be done for across the board for everything.
Sure. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, I signed you to that, Doug. Okay, we got 7 minutes left. Create a group for accessing webhooks via kube control.
No, I'm already handling that one. That was discussed last week with API machinery.
Okay. Or autocomplete. Oh man. If only we had Brian here. I feel bad for Brian because he wanted to help and then now we're all counting on him to fix completion.
Yeah, auto-completion is...
Night 42 had a PR. Okay, Brian, you commented. I mean, Doug, you commented on this.
Yeah, looks like what he wants is already done. So just a matter of installing the autocomplete. I tested here exactly what he wants. As I said to him, I think he should close this issue. So one less issue for review.
Okay, I will close this and reference the issue we're tracking on.
Sometimes the auto-completion takes a little bit of time. I'm not sure if people are aware. And it will depend on the time between your machine and the cluster if you're waiting for pod names completion.
Okay, this one, kubectl needs a restart command. Yeah, we have rollout restart.
Yeah, but that's only for deployment. He wants to restart a particular container. Why?
It doesn't feel like it's at the right level of abstraction. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't deal with containers. We allow nodes to deal with containers.
Exactly.
Yeah, this would, if we'd had this, it would be supporting people not using a higher level deployment or cron job or type thing.
Yeah. If you want to restart, just kill the pod and the higher level controller will take care of the rest. Sean, can you comment on that one? Or
You know,
Eddie, you
I
will.
was wondering if you should say to this guy, like, if you want to do it yourself, you can do a plugin. It's easy to do a plugin for.
Yeah, that's the other option.
I could add that. It's as a pod killer to restart it.
Yeah, that's probably okay.
Cool. All right, Sean, thank you. That's 95060. Describe ingress format broken. This has an open PR. Oh, I've seen this one. I've commented. Okay. PR is waiting for review from.
Okay, I'll have a look.
I have it. I have a look at this one as well. Looks good. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I've noticed that somebody already tagged it. I'm not sure what Jordan, who has the power to approve it, did not. But I've noticed that he was also asking for a backport to 119.
Yeah.
But I might take care of that one. I'll have a look after the call.
Okay, I'm going to assign you. Oh, I spelled assign wrong.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
It should be already in my inbox, and I have it open, so no worries.
All right.
One last one.
One last one.
Dry run client. I've noted apparently there's a bug in our handling dry run because in our E2Es we pass dry run with a space and the value is then, and apparently the way we parse the value passed this way, it complains that there's no value. So if I do -- dry run space client instead of equals client, it will complain that I should be using equal client because that's the new format and not the old one. I need to have a closer look at it, but something's fishy with this one.
Yeah, and this has just changed. There's PRs, which I think I guess we know that the dry run is now a kind of an enum instead of just Booleans the way it used to be.
Also, Jordan is pointing that this is a duplicate of some other issue.
That's an old one, though. Yeah. 2 years old.
I'll have a look because I'll be looking at the dry run. So I'll take care of this one as well.
Cool. And with that, we're out of time.
Cool. Thank you very much, all. And see you next week on SIG CLI.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.